looks strong and his stock is still high. I'm saying all this while still saying the ultimate thing that I want to see. Ultimately, I don't know about you guys, my interest in this match in particular has nothing to do with Brock or Roman.
Braun.
It's got all eyes are going to be on Braun. And I believe Bully Ray even said this earlier in the week. This match, nobody's going to be focusing on the match. Everyone is going to be looking at the finish and what comes immediately after. Because we all know that Braun Strowman is clutching on that briefcase and he's just waiting. He's like the shark in Jaws. He's just going to be waiting, and then
Braun.
Well, here's my
and that's the perfect out. If they want to keep Brock Lesnar looking strong, have him beat Roman Reigns again as he's heading on out. Hit the Braun music, and then Brock gets these hands, and then everyone on the East Coast goes home happy.
Well, here's my counterpoint to that. Okay. We can actually get the Roman Reigns heel turn out of this by having Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar. Braun Strowman comes out, cashes in on Roman Reigns, and then we have face Braun Strowman versus heel Roman Reigns going forward. Which no one is going to say Brock Lesnar isn't strong because he lost to Roman Reigns. No one is going to say that because it's like, think about the last 3 years. Okay, no one's going to say that Brock Lesnar is not strong because Roman Reigns got one over on him. One time out of the 15 that Brock Lesnar has destroyed him. Okay.
But can that result happen without turning Roman Reigns heel?
Can it happen without? The WWE,
because they're not going to do it.
The WWE can try it.
They're not going to do
it. They can try to keep him face, but the dynamics will turn into Braun Strowman face, Roman Reigns heel. Braun Strowman could be the face of the company that they want. Okay, which is why I'm not discounting Braun Strowman walking out of SummerSlam as the WWE champion. I'm counting on it. But I think the better storyline going forward is him cashing in on Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns will actually be there to continue the storyline. You won't have to wait however long Brock Lesnar is doing his UFC thing to have that comeback.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm going Roman Reigns to win, Braun Strowman to cash in on Roman Reigns, because Brock Lesnar did his normal thing and beat the shit out of Roman Reigns for 20 minutes. Roman Reigns does 8 million spears in a row to keep Brock Lesnar down.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still completely fucked up to the point where Braun Strowman can beat him easily. That's it.
So yeah, those are our predictions for this year's
I don't care what happens
SummerSlam.
as long as Brock's not the champion anymore. That's just my final say on it.
And I think this is going to be the show where it finally happens.
Let's hope so.
But yes, those are our predictions for 2018 SummerSlam. But before we close this show, another reason why this particular prediction show is so important to us personally is because of a very special, historic announcement as far as this show is concerned. Fool, care to elaborate on that?
When we actually started Scholars of Wrestling, Brian and I, and we called Jeff in to be a part of it, we wanted to make sure, we wanted this to evolve, to continue evolve to becoming a very entertaining show for you, the fans, watching on YouTube, Facebook, listening to us on a podcast form, whatever. Most of you have been through all that. We started the show off as a podcast form, and now look where we're at now. We are now a YouTube show. And as we want to just continue to evolve the Scholars of Wrestling as much as possible, every piece of the Scholars of Wrestling has to evolve. And with that, this is going to be the final episode with the current Scholars of Wrestling Championship. Brian? Oh, no, you can still hold on to it. So, at SummerSlam, once SummerSlam officially ends, we will be crowning the winner of that. Will not only be crowned the Scholars of Wrestling champion, but, Brian, reach in as well. You can unveil too. We will be crowning the new Scholars of Wrestling Championship. Ooh. Love it.
Sparkle.
It looks smexy.
So, indeed it does.
Matt, all right, hey, get your hands off. You haven't won it yet.
Touch. I'm not gonna wear it.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just look at it, admire it.
Touch.
And once SummerSlam's over, I will be carrying this belt as the new Scholars of Wrestling champion.
He would like to think that, wouldn't he?
Oh, I'm not thinking
Okay.
that. I know it's going to happen.
All right.
It all could happen by the end of the pre-show.
I will say this, however, in all seriousness, like you said, Tarek, we've been at this for a long time. This is truly a passion of ours, and I gotta say, the one thing I truly do enjoy, not just talking wrestling, but talking wrestling with you guys, and really putting our hearts and minds to the grindstone, and just doing our best to really predict and just fantasy book wrestling. It's a ton of fun. I love doing it as much as we love to have fun on this show. This is something I truly enjoy doing with you guys. And this, just seeing how far we've come, and just seeing this as the latest progression of everything that we're doing, that just makes it all the more exciting. And just seeing this as the next big step in what we're doing here at the Scholars of Wrestling show, and just making this the next step in the competition and the discussions that we provide every single week. I'm just proud to see this finally come to fruition. And with that, Brian, Tarek, may the best scholar win.
Oh, don't worry. He will.
Yes, I will. Thank you for having confidence in me.
Oh, no, I will.
This guy right here.
Says the guy who had zero confidence.
I said minor confidence. I'm realistic.
Well, you know what? I have high confidence that I'm going to win this piece of this beautiful belt.
I'm realistic in the sense that, hey, we finally have an unpredictable pay-per-view where we're not walking in with maybe one disagreement among us. There's a good 7 or 8 here where anything can happen. This is the first time that has happened, I think, since we started having the title.
It's been a long time.
And a competition. And, of course, it would be the first title defense that I have. But whatever.
It's the dawn of a new era, and the stakes have not been this high in a long time.
And you know what? It makes it a lot more fun to watch the show, knowing that we disagree on so many matches. It's like we have to sit down, we have to watch this, we're into it. When on other shows, the same match we might all agree on, and we're just kind of sitting there like, yeah, this is a match, it's happening, and whatever. Drew Gulak versus Cedric Alexander. Okay?
The pre-show's gonna be big.
How many times can we say that we're paying attention to the pre-show because 2 out of the 3 matches we do not agree on?
No, well, you two agreed on it. I was the difference on that one.
This gonna be
That's
good.
the point. All 3 of us don't agree, so it's like we're actually locked in to B-Team versus the Revival. Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak. When on other shows, we might not be locked into those matches because we'd all 3 of us agree on it. We'd be like, okay, doesn't really matter when it comes to the prediction show because, hey, we all agree on it. Well, we don't. On multiple matches that normally we'd probably have a good run on. So, yeah, this is... It makes sense that for the first opportunity to hold this title, we'd be locked in on a show. There's so much dissension between us on who we pick to win these matches. It makes sense that the first one of those would be for this beauty of a title.
Yes, and oh boy, I gotta admit, I've been looking forward to this day for a long, long time. It's getting real. It's SummerSlam. It's the championship on the line. Join us in all the fun. And of course, you can check us out on the entire competition this entire weekend. Check us out. If you're joining us on YouTube, thank you for joining us. Thumbs up, subscribe if you want more content just like this. If you're on Spotify, checking us out there, hey, thank you for joining us as well wherever you are, all across the internet. If you're joining us on Facebook, look us up under the Scholars of Wrestling Show. And of course, if you want to follow the play-by-play for the entire night and just commentary for the entire SummerSlam day, you can follow us, of course, on Twitter, starting with our main Scholars of Wrestling page at ScholarsOW for not just this episode, but all the latest wrestling and episode uploads. And of course, you can also follow our own personal Twitter accounts for ongoing live tweeting and commentary and all that fun stuff. Brian, where can they reach you?
You can find the reigning, defending, undisputed Scholars of Wrestling heavyweight champion at Atomic Beanpole.
Fool, where can they reach you?
You can reach me, the current Mr. Scholar in the Bank, at the Avataric.
And you can reach me, the once and future Scholars of Wrestling heavyweight champion, at I'm Robbie Rage. You know what's going to happen. You know you're going to love it. Follow us all, join in the conversation, and join in all the hype. It's SummerSlam weekend. You know what's going to happen. You know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. See you all at SummerSlam, where I become the new belt.
You know what? Let's end this as Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns as possible. Us tugging for the new belt.
I love this.